Well, hello everyone. It's Thursday evening again, and here we are doing element 7. And that is element 7 is about living in a leptogenic world. And you're like, what is leptogenic world? Well, have you ever heard of being obese? Now, being obese means obesogenic world where everybody is bigger than they need to be. Leptogenic is when they're fit and feeling powerful and lean. And that's what we want is everyone feeling good and at their best. So I don't know why they use the word leptogenic because I'm not a scientist, but that's what Dr. A used. And so that's what we're going to talk about. Uh, Creating a new leptogenic world for all of us instead of being in the obesogenic one. Big words, $64 words, no, $74 words, because they are words that I had never heard before until I read this book. And for those who have the book, it's amazing. Those who do not, sometimes you can still find it on the thrift stores. And if you can't find it there, I know Amazon, sometimes you can find it there. And then we also have the audios in your app for the habits of health. And then you can find, we have the 30-minute overviews of all of the elements that we can get you the recordings of if you want to watch. So you'll have full access to it. We want you to because that is a portion of your journey. If you are doing the full journey, you have 4 components. You have the fuelings, the nutrition part. You have your coach. You have the community support on our Facebook page, our private page. And then you have the books, the LifeBook, and then the Habits of Health book. And when you've got all 4 of those, it's stable. You have a stable table because you've got the 4 legs. If you take one of those away, is your table going to be level? Are you going to be balanced? No. So you want to stay balanced and do what's right for you. And we want to be fully functioning instead of saying, well, I didn't get all of it, but I'm going to do what I can with what I got. And then I have those who want to just do the food only, and they drop off quickly because they're not partaking of the rest of it, and it becomes just a diet for them. And if they are just doing it as a diet, it will be a diet for them and they'll gain it back. We want to do this and do it well. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight is learning how to do it well. So I'll be doing a lot of reading out of here, but I will go ahead and do the screen share. I've got a few screen shots for you, but not much. So here we go. Let me get it opened up. There we go. Now it's rolling around, doing its thing. Hopefully. It's thinking. Okay, we're getting there.
It's there.
Is it there? But it's not.
It's
You're saying
small.
it's a small one. Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. Is it small or is it full size? It's small. All right, I need to. Let's see. Let's go back up here. Whoa, not that way. I enlarged it, didn't I?
I might be able to see that.
Oh, goodness gracious. Why is it not? Yeah, here I go again. Every week I do something different, don't I? Let me try this. View.
Slideshow.
Slideshow. And it's there we go. Now
There you
that's
go.
full screen. Full screen. All right. So element 7, creating a new leptogenic world. And that's what we're going to talk about. And the way that's going to happen is talking about what we're getting out of. We have been living in an obesogenic world. And that's why we struggle with our weight because we make poor choices. And people think that they're making poor choices and gaining weight because they don't have willpower. Well, guess what? It's not that. Willpower is not something you either have or don't have. It's a resource and it can be depleted. And like a battery, you can recharge your willpower. That's the good part about this. We want to help people realize willpower is something you can get more of. It can be depleted, but you can get more of it. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to read quite a bit of little bits and pieces from the life book. Remember your days in school during finals week when you were using your willpower to study and everything else suffered? And this person that's talking is Dr. A, and he says, my girls deteriorated from being perfectly turned out young women who made healthy food choices to wearing sweatpants with no makeup and living on pizzas, cheeseburgers, and fries during exam week because they had no willpower left. They were burnt out as they were studying. So when your willpower is depleted, that's when you make poor choices. That's what he's trying to say here. So you have to make your decisions based on your surroundings, and you have to think about it. You can't let your willpower get depleted. You need to rest. That's where the healthy portion of good sleep comes in. So that is very important to know that. And I thought that's a good one that we need to put in here, and why. And I know that when I was in college, there were times when I was cramming it in because it was finals week, and all I wanted to do was grab something to snack on while I was working, trying to learn this stuff. It just happens, unfortunately, but we're trying to do better. So here's what I want to share with you now. This is from the book, and I took a picture of it. It's pretty large. It's kind of crooked. It reminds you of that little icon that we have for Optavia, which is this. That icon in Optavia has 24 rays around a circle. And the 24 rays are our hours in the day. We should have, and the rays on that icon, some are larger than others for reasons. Because if you'll notice, the ones where we're sleeping, they're a different color, they're a different size on the icon. And then you have food times, you have work times, and then you have rest or community or whatever times. So you've got the different things. And if you'll notice, food is mentioned, and I know I cut off part of it. Food is mentioned several times around there, the little knife and fork. And then traveling, and you're getting up with the alarm, and you've got the work time and the study time. It's all included. And if you do it right, you still have time to rest. You have time for downtime. If you look at 22, it's a brown. That is the hour before you go to sleep. You should stop any blue screened anything. Quit with the electronics and let your body just kind of decompress. You should have some downtime right there away from the screen of any sort, and you'll sleep better because your body is slowly calming down. If you are having the screen right up until the minute you get in bed, or even after you get in bed, or you're watching TV while you're in bed, you're not letting your brain settle down. You're just constantly staying active, constantly. And that's not what this is about. We want you to be healthy 24 hours a day. Now, the 7 in the morning, where it's blue, that's where you're getting up and you're having some quiet time, starting your day, thinking about what you need to do. You're fueling your body. But that first hour when you wake up and you're fueling your body, you're just kind of setting the tone for the day. I like to get into the word. I like to have some quiet time with the Lord and family. And then I eat at the same time. And then I get into my day. And in the evening, family time. And then that 22, you're just shutting everything down. That's the optimal way to do it. Do we always follow that? No. But should we? Yes. We are all guilty once in a while. I think, I don't have time to do it this way. I'll just get it done. I mean, have we all done that? Because you've got a deadline, something has to happen, or you've got people coming the next day and you've got to get everything done. Whatever the reason, sometimes you just cannot follow. But this is the optimal way to do it. And this is in the LifeBook on page 168. For those who have the book, it's right there, and it explains the whole thing in detail, because I'm just giving you the bits and pieces because we don't have time. Less than 30 minutes and we're going to be done with this. That book can be in your hands at all times and be a good resource for you. Now, the next one is something similar. I was talking to someone today that said, oh, I just do a diet. I said, do you gain it back? Yeah. And then I do the diet again. Well, that's the same habits, same results, same mindset, same habits, same results, blah, 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 blah. You do the same thing, you're going to get the same results, right? So we need to have a new mindset, new habits, and then new results. If you want to excel, then you have to change what you're doing. If you don't change what you're doing, you're going to get the same results. So that is not in the book, but I wanted to share it. That maybe will stick in someone's mind. I hope. So what we're going to talk about now is our food environment, design that's in your house right now. And those people that are on the screen with me tonight, there's very few of us here. And before we get started, I'm going to mention this. If this is something that y'all are enjoying, yeah, I'm South, y'all. I'm from the South. So if this is something you're enjoying and you're getting some good out of that, would you let us know in that thread, that LifeBook thread that we post this in? Because when no one's on here, other than our few faithfuls here, and then I don't know if anyone's actually watching it, am I doing the work for nothing or just for the three of us? If you're enjoying it and you're getting anything out of it, can you at least pop a message in that? It's a messenger thread and it's called the LifeBook group. And if you're getting some good out of this, please let us know, because we're doing it for you. We're doing it for all of us, but it helps to know that someone's looking at it and know it's there. So now back to this. Sorry, that's my little ad for doing this for you. Food environment designed for your house. We're going to look at each of these areas, and those who are on with me live, I've asked them to leave their audio on so we can talk. So in the pantry, that's where we keep most of our stuff that we get from the store or whatever. And that's our place where the processed food is going to sit and be stored, and you're going to go in and out of there. Well, you need to eliminate the ultra processed foods. So those are the ones that have the sugar, the refined flour as the first few ingredients. So if you have anything in your pantry that the first 2, 3, 4 ingredients say sugar or refined flour, those are the ultra processed. They have added in flour or sugar to get better flavor, because whatever they've done to it previously, the flavor has been depleted because they've bleached it out or they've added too many chemicals to it or whatever. And so we want to make sure we're not reintroducing that stuff. So, and that's where it's talking about it in the Habits of Health, in the Habits of Health book over here. I'm going to look at that in a minute. But in Dr. A's Habits of Health, it's not your fault that you're struggling, as part 1.1. It talks about how the food industry encourages you to consume large amounts of ultra processed food because they keep manipulating with extra salt, extra sugar, extra taste, extra texture. And if they don't like the way it tastes, they'll dump in a little bit more, because this is new and improved. They have tried to increase the flavor even more. So when people first start on our program on Optavia, the first thing they taste, they say, well, this doesn't taste good. It tastes like it's supposed to taste. What you're used to getting from the grocery store has been enhanced with salt and sugar and all this stuff, so that the flavor is just like this instead of the way it should be. After you've been on Optavia for a few days or a couple of weeks, all of a sudden your taste buds have been cleansed of all that stuff, and the food starts tasting better because now you're actually tasting the food, not the enhanced high fructose sugar, blah, 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 that's been added to it. So in the pantry, we are trying to get rid of some things that are ultra processed that we really need to get out of there. So I'm going to just read through it quickly, but you've got your book. It's in the book on page 169. Things to get rid of out of your pantry: white flour, white rice, white bread, crackers. Those are all highly processed. Rice cakes, croutons, breadcrumbs, same. Those are things that our bodies do not need. Now, I'm not through the list. Hydrogenated vegetable oils, including hard or semi-soft margarine and shortenings such as Crisco, and partially hydrogenated oils. Those are the things that are highly processed. They're made with a lot of seed oils, and they're not good for us. And then Crisco, I think it's made with petroleum.
What?
I'm not sure. I need someone to research. Kyra, can you research that real quick? What's Crisco made from? What's the base ingredients for it? My mom, and when I grew up with Crisco, that's the only thing she had used, because it's the thing that was advertised in the paper, is advertised on TV. She thought she had to make all of her pies with Crisco. She had to fry things with Crisco because it was the best, because that's what they said on TV.
Oh.
But then I have found out recently that it's not the best. Kyra, what'd you find out?
Okay. The classic all vegetable shortening has soybean oil, fully hydrogenated palm oil, palm oil, mono and diglycerides, the emulsifiers, TBHQ and citric acid, preservatives to maintain freshness. But then, wait, there's more. There's always the Crisco butter flavor.
Oh, how do they make the
Mm-hmm.
butter flavor without butter?
Everything on there is the same as regular, but they add beta carotene for color.
Oh, so it doesn't have butter flavor, it just has the color.
Natural and artificial flavor.
Ah,
But there are some things important, like there is no dairy. Even the butter flavor version is dairy free. It does contain soil. It uses processed oils and stabilizers. Typically, there's 0 grams of trans fat per serving, though it contains fully hydrogenated oils.
so things that are not good for us anyway.
Highly processed fat.
Highly processed fat. Okay. So it wasn't petroleum, but it wasn't far off. All right. Here's some more things to think about that you need to get rid of out of your pantry to be as healthy as possible: white potato, potato mix, cornmeal, and corn grits. Refined cereals. Now, whole grain is okay. Flavored oatmeal, cookies, candy, cakes, muffins, chips, crackers, pretzels, and popcorn. And everybody's going, that's everything in my pantry. You just named my whole pantry. Well, it's time to change things. It might take a little while to do it. You can't just dump it all at one time. But these are things that are not serving your body well to keep you healthy. And that's what we have slowly gotten rid of out of our pantry. But it didn't happen overnight, but we're working on it. You just do a little at a time. Now, the reason all those are written down and put in the book is to help you have it in one spot so that you could sum it up in one sentence and say, I don't eat these foods because I have chosen to create optimal health and well-being in my life. So it's not being negative. You say, I just don't eat those because I'm creating optimal health. And it's a different way of saying things. So here's what I'm going to read straight from the book. This is a very different approach from when you may have told yourself that you couldn't eat these foods because they're not on your diet. Previously, you said, I can't, which creates a feedback loop. Like that feedback thing that we saw where it's just going in a circle. This is a feedback loop that points out all the restrictions and all the limitations of what you can and you can't have, can't have, can't have, can't have. Pretty soon it's so negative that you say, I can't do this diet because can't is in your vocabulary. And it becomes a diet and you can't do it. So this is not a diet. This is a lifestyle change. And we don't say can't. It's like I'm not using those things because they do not serve my body well. There's a difference in the way you think about it, and it does not set you up for failure. Saying can't, can't, can't will set you up for failure because you're basically saying, I'm being forced to do something that I don't want to do. Now, I don't think I've ever twisted anyone's arm to make them do this plan. And I don't think y'all have either. But if that's what people have in their mind, are they going to be successful? Mm-hmm. Not as successful as if they were doing this because they wanted to be healthy. There is a difference in the mindset, and that's what we're working on right here. So there's a whole bunch more about just the pantry, but we could populate the pantry with better things. We could use olive oil, whole grains, high fiber breads and pitas, whole wheat flour. And these are things when you get to your ultimate goal weight, you want these things in your pantry. You want to use them because that's what you're doing. You are learning to eat for life. You can have walnuts, almonds, pistachios, a variety of beans, a variety of spices and herbs, because those are all good when you get to your healthy weight. That's what you want in there. You want to be able to eat all of those things and just enjoy life. We're not supposed to be on Optavia for the rest of our life. This is to get us to our goal, teach us as we're getting there. And then, now I want my brownies. Sorry, I just want my brownies. But other than that, you don't have to keep them there. I do keep some chocolate because I want chocolate, and that's why I keep the brownie. But other than that, I keep 3 things that I like to eat occasionally. Like tonight, after this Zoom, I'm going to have a brownie. Just saying. Do I have one every night? No. But there are nights like when I've worked a few hours putting this together and prepping for this that I want chocolate when I get through. So that's what I'm going to do. I can. But it's still better for me than going somewhere and getting a hot fudge sundae. I know I'm not going to do that because this is good for me and I feel good eating this chocolate. The brownie is spot on what I need. All right, now let's go on to the next one. Refrigerator. Ladies, what should we have in our refrigerator? Who wants to answer that one?
Reduced fat cheeses,
Okay.
lower sodium foods,
Okay, such as, give me, name one.
like lower sodium, like meats. If you want to have meats for your protein.
Like the deli meat that's not in the little
Yeah,
individual packages hanging on
yeah,
the rack or whatever, but the ones you get them to slice, that's a pure chunk of
yeah.
real roasted something, whether it's beef or ham or
Mhm.
the ham's just got sugar in it, or chicken or whatever. Those have a lot less sodium. That's good.
Rotisserie chicken is also high in sodium too.
Rotisserie chicken is good occasionally if you take
Mm.
the outer skin off, but it does, if you eat it a lot, you're going to get more sodium than your body needs, and you're probably going to have a little bit of water retention. And yeah, I agree. I love it. And in a pinch, it works, but you don't want to do it every day.
Vegetables.
Say that again.
Vegetables.
Absolutely. I keep lettuce and tomato and cucumbers and zucchini and yellow squash in my refrigerator all the time. I'm sure there's something else, but I can't think right now. What else? What other veggies do you keep in your refrigerator?
Mini peppers.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I know there's something. I love those bell peppers.
I use the big bell peppers and just cut them red and yellow.
Those are good.
Those are the better ones.
Cucumbers, of course, lettuce and zucchini. Let's see, what else do I use? Tomatoes, scallions. Um,
Yes. Out of those right now.
those are what I think of right now.
Yeah. But that's good. You should have those kind of things in there. And what are some of the things that need to go from the refrigerator?
Ice cream.
Okay.
Mine's gone. Mine is
That's you.
gone.
You love
Velveeta
ice cream.
cheese.
Say that again.
Velveeta cheese.
I grew up on Velveeta cheese. You mean I can't have that anymore? Oh, it's not cheese.
Processed.
It's cheese product, cheese food. It's not pure protein. It's not pure cheese. It has additives put in there to make it creamy and make it do all the things it does. Okay, what else?
Oh man, there's so many things you can put in your refrigerator you don't need. Chocolate candy bars. There's people put them in their refrigerator.
Well, that's true, but what else? What's something in most everybody's refrigerator? Almost everybody has in the refrigerator.
Soda.
Soda, juices. What
Okay.
else?
Um,
Now I don't drink, but a lot of people do beer and wine in the refrigerator all the time. They even make refrigerators specifically for the wine. I don't, but some people do.
yeah.
But then I'm thinking bacon. It is so high in sodium and the nitrites and the nitrates and all the other things we really don't need. And the fat in it.
Bologna.
Bologna, that's a processed deli meat that we really don't need. That I grew up on. Girls, I grew up on all this junk. Well, other than the beer and the wine. Hot dogs. Hot dogs are not good for us because they are made with leftovers that have been blended up in a blender and then they just squeeze them out into a tube. It's just junk processed together. Yeah. Sorry. It's pretty gross. I'm sorry. Foods high in calorie that may be in your pantry or refrigerator. Jellies, salad
yeah.
dressings that are not low fat or fat free. I know for a fact some of my favorite dressings ever. I love to go to Chick-fil-A and get their big salad without the beans or the corn.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get the dressing, it's a Southwest salad. I love that thing. But if you get the dressing that they hand you, it'll be the avocado ranch something.
Ooh, yeah,
think
that's
that's what,
high in fat.
It's just one little package and it's 32 or 34 grams of fat in that one package. And some people say, I have to have two packages of that. And I'm going, okay, you just got a month's supply of fat right there. It's like in one meal. And they don't think because it just tastes good. This is why we are talking about this stuff. And that's why I wanted to share this with people. Um, Sweet pickles, sweet relish. Another thing that I grew up on because my dad loved his sweet pickles and my mom used to can them out of the garden. And she would make, I don't know how many quarts and pints of sweet pickles for him. I mean, there's no telling how many tons of sugar she used over the years. It's crazy. And then ketchup and puddings and applesauce that are loaded with sugar, all kinds of things. What else am I missing out of the refrigerator?
Milks. What about milks? All milks or just
Okay.
almond
Cow's
milk?
milk,
Almond milk I think is good.
the unsweetened almond milk or the unsweetened coconut milk, it's a little bit more in fat and calories, but it's both of those are good. Uh, Even cashew is okay, but you can get a cup of unsweetened nut milk, one of the nut milks, for 1 carb. If you want to do the same thing in cow's milk, you get 1 tablespoon for 1 carb. So you can get a cup or a tablespoon. And when you think about it, even baby cows, calves, only have cow's milk until they learn to eat grass, and then they quit. They never have milk again. And it was made for them. We get it because we needed the calcium, but you get better calcium in the nut milks than you do in cow's milk. And people are not really tolerant of cow's milk. Most people have a lactose intolerance or an outright allergy to it. So those are things that people need to think about.
I grew up on cow's milk. I lived on a farm, dairy farm.
You grew up on a dairy farm, so you had milk all the time.
Oh yeah. Right from the cooler. I could get it right from the cooler.
I love fresh butter. I'd rather use butter than margarine any day. If I'm going to have the saturated fats, I want butter. You shouldn't have it all the time, every day. You should use other things for your healthy fat. But it's good to know that you can have butter and it's good for you in the right amounts because it is natural. It's good. But you do need to not have butter every day. Every fat going to be butter. You don't need that much in your life. Yes, we want it, but we don't need it. But now, what are we going to put back in the refrigerator? We've dumped all this stuff out. What are we going to put back in?
Fruits that are apples. I put apples in the refrigerator. I just like the crunch in the cold.
Okay. All right. Sheila, what do you keep in your refrigerator? Things that we can put back in after you dumped all this stuff out.
Vegetables. I've been eating more vegetables. Let's see what else. Of course, I have almond milk, but I haven't really been drinking that very much of that either. I have it there for if I need it for something. See, vegetables, almond milk. Of course, she said fruits or I don't have right now. I don't think because I'm where I'm at. I don't think I'm supposed to be having fruits right now. If
Right.
I remember right.
But you could get dill pickle relish.
Oh yeah, I do have dill pickles. I have dill pickles.
And then dill pickle
I
relish
have one
is really
almost
good.
every night.
Yeah, the dill pickle relish is really good. You can put it with your tuna or with your chicken salad, either one, and gives you that little snack in there, a little bit of tang, which I like. So those are good. Mustard's good. Low fat or reduced fat mayo is good. These are good, healthy fats that you can use. And we're going to run out of time here, girls. I don't think we're going to get to all of this, but maybe we need to finish this later because these things are important to know. And we have only touched the pantry and the refrigerator. We haven't even gotten to the rest of it. So do you think we should finish this? Because it's already past 7:30.
I think we should just do a part 2 next Thursday.
Are you in agreement, Miss Sheila?
That sounds good to me. Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. We'll just stop right here because I don't want to rush through it because there are so many things that we need to know about the rest of this list before we go on. And it's a very short chapter, but it's packed full of things that we need to know about our food environment. every part of our day is surrounded by food, and we are surrounding, the day. You saw that thing, and there's all throughout the day you're eating. So we need to make sure that we are cognizant of what we're doing. That's all right. We'll just stop here. And for those who are watching the recording, we did our prayer at the beginning because it was a short group, and we just prayed that the Lord would guide us. And He guided us to do this in part 2. So we're going to do another part next week. So y'all get ready, and we'll see you then. All right. Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Thanks for your help. And we shall be stopping